Today on the Mile High Sports Symposium, we're going to talk a little bit of Colorado Rockies. We're going to talk a little bit of Nuggets, but we're going to preview the Broncos' first preseason game of the 2026-27 season. So stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Well, will we?
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Oh.
Yo, welcome to the show. Let me set the scene. Mile High Sports Symposium, living the dream. Broncos in the house with that orange and blue. Nuggets making moves, watch that altitude crew. Avalanche bringing ice, check the skills they display. Rocky swinging bats, ready for on gameplay. Rapids in the mix, kicking it with style. Puffs bring the heat, put the rivals on trial. Chris and JT, they got the scoop. Mile High vibes, feel that energy rise. Sports on the menu, watch the crowd mesmerize. From football to hockey, we're taking it higher. Join the celebration, feel that sports desire.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mile High Sports Symposium. I am your host, JP Matthews, along with my co-hosts, Chris Whitwright and the Dr. Nicholas Manning. Boys, happy Wednesday. We are back at it, and football season is in full swing. How we feeling? The first preseason game happened. I don't know if anyone watched any of it, but how's it feel to have football back on the docket?
Good, man. So Hall of Fame game got like 7 million viewers, which is more than any Major League Baseball game or NHL game this season. So football's king. Who knew?
Yeah. I mean, you got to tune in. You never know what Haynes King, what Carson Beck, it was just the names of names battling out for NFC dwelling. However, that game was as lit as the kids say. Was there anything more cringe though than Adam Vinatieri's Hall of Fame speech?
I didn't watch a single one. I felt really bad.
I didn't watch them. I did watch Larry Fitzgerald's a portion of it because he talked just about Randy Moss and how everything he got from him was about being a good human because Randy was a freak. And he's like, I couldn't do anything you could do on a football field, but I got a lot off it. I thought that was really classy and cool. Yeah, Adam Vinatieri went off the top rope. He's essentially trying to be Pat McAfee, and so his decided to roast.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah, decided to roast Coach Belichick because he was more important to the Patriots' success than Bill was. That's for sure.
Clearly,
appropriate time to do that. And good gracious, man! And a low blow shot. It's tired now. You're mad because his girlfriend's hotter than your girlfriend. Stop it. Things like that. All of it made me mad. It was in poor taste. I'm all for fun. It's the Hall of Fame, man. It's the Hall of Fame. It's the Hall of Fame.
Right.
You should be able to take it back and be like, never mind. You know what? I think you need one more year to mature. We're going to take this back.
Yeah.
Say sorry. And I don't like Bill Belichick. I don't like Patriots, all stuff. But there's time and place. Wasn't time nor place.
Yeah, I'm with you. There.
Hashtag just saying.
Ty, what's up, my man? How you doing? Hope you're well. Bronco Libre, what's up, dude? Appreciate you tuning in. You want to just jump in, Doc? You got some updates for the Colorado Rockies, our Colorado Rockies, mostly your Colorado Rockies, but this,
Yep. There's going to be room. There'll be room. If you had an opportunity to go listen to us with Drew Kreisman, one, phenomenal. Two, another awesome thing that we have in common, besides the beard and being a dad, and occasionally liking the Rockies, is being Zac Veen stance. Zac Veen, first round pick, number 9 overall in 2020. Really fast. It's kind of like contact guy, struggled, really wasn't cracking it to be able to make it at the major league level, and then fell down metaphorically, and had some substance abuse issues, all that stuff. Kicked it, decided, I'm going to follow the Nick Manning life trajectory. I'm going to go get jacked. So he went and lifted a whole bunch of weights, and now he's Hulk, and he's just absolutely demolishing AAA. I mean, scorched earth, Drakari style. He's going full House of Dragons, burn it all. And I was super upset because they called up, mind you just got this guy in a trade. They brought up a utility infielder instead when he had an opportunity to bring him up. It didn't make enough deals, in my opinion, in the outfield to free up some space, but did the right thing. Eduardo Julian, who was stopgap utility guy, just was not very good, to be quite honest, for the Rockies, which says something, I think, when you're able to say he's not good enough to play on the Rockies. Let him go, maybe go somewhere else. Don't matter. But Zac Veen, major leaguer, baby. And so he got his first at bat. I don't know how it went. We are winning though against Nolan Arenado and the Diamondbacks. It's a cool story of, it's America. We all love comeback stories. But the fact that he was highly sought after. I mean, he got $5 million signing bonus for his slot, and then was on the fast track and then fell off. And for one time, Rockies prize prospect to afterthought, to be able to do that and to reshape himself as a player. And so now, and he plays like McCarthy does. And so he is he's a gentleman that will hair on fire, all that good stuff. So it's a cool story, but I also think he's a guy that can really play. And so stoked about that. Left-handed power.
Not that I wanted to feed Nick's obsession anymore, but he homered today.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Let's go. I mean,
something about getting jacked. Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to have Veen come up. I was a little disappointed that they didn't do it sooner after they traded Doyle or any of those other guys, just to get him some reps. But again, he's crushing it, and it's good to see. So I want to see him get meaningful at bats and playing time, so we can see if we actually have something there. So maybe he becomes a cornerstone of this team along with Hunter Goodman, and we can figure that out. So
yeah. Hey, it's nice when the puzzle starts getting there. You can see the vision a little bit, and either he'll play his way into the long-term plan or he won't. But I think giving him a chance to do so is awesome. So
for sure.
Go Zachy. We're rooting for you, kid. Me, your family. We all know you could do it.
Yep. Good done, son.
No, good story for sure. Definitely something to keep an eye on, for the rest of the season and the next season. Let's transition to some Denver Nuggets. We had a little bit of news, ? Owner of Panathinaikos basketball in Athens, Greece. So, obviously a Euro team, says that they made what's it say? Hold on.
They made a generous offer
Yes,
to the Nuggets to let Jokić out of his last year of his deal, because they feel like they also can make a very competitive offer that Jokić would consider to keep. I didn't think it was a thing, and then it was the second leading headline on SportsCenter, and I don't know. Maybe there's more to it. But apparently, guy has
I do not even remote. I don't care if
legitimate money.
No, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. This does not matter. Right. There is no way that Jokić was going to be like, oh no, I don't want to play against the best. I want to go play in Europe. It's no, he still has.
Well, and then it's not even the best in Europe. It's not even
right.
The best in
he
Europe.
has many years of getting
the third league.
Right.
You play against the big Valley.
When he's 42, he can go do that and still be effective.
Yep.
But he is 33, so I'm not. Yeah. Let's all chill out and be no. Again, the Greek, just because some random Greek billionaire wants Nikola Jokić, it's supposed to be a thing. And again, if you're listening to ESPN anymore, shame on you. It is just shame on you.
That's fair.
No, I didn't talk about it.
Right.
They didn't talk about it. They just had it on their website. Let's keep it.
Oh,
it wasn't like
you made it seem like SportsCenter. It was a top headline at SportsCenter. That's what you said.
Oh, SportsCenter. I don't know. On ESPN is what I said.
Oh, okay. All right. That's why I was like, wait a minute.
So I don't know that it did, but it because it's the unknown, right? And I think that the worry though is he is not under contract with the Nuggets past this year. I think when you leave it open for that, like there's sharks in the water. I think there are sharks in the water because I don't think it's a slam dunk that he comes back. I thought it was a slam dunk.
I agree with
for
that
a bit,
point,
but
he's not going to leave us to go to Greece. Like he may go join Braun and them in Philadelphia, but he's not joining a random Greek team. So
yeah, I don't think that they can offer enough money to make it competitive, to be honest. And I don't know what the rules are in Euro basketball about cap, if there's anything like that. But even still,
I don't even know if there are rules in Greece. They're like, here, not only do you get like this amount of salary, but you get half the team. So,
I mean, you think they would have done it for Giannis, if anyone, their own.
Yep.
I don't know. It does. It obviously, I don't really think it's news. It does just kind of set the tone for what this season's going to look like, all of the storylines that are going to pop up, all of the hypotheticals, with all of there's new ownership with the Lakers now. Again, there's, Portland's potentially moving. They're talking expansion. There's all sorts of stuff going on. There's going to be all sorts of rumors swirling all season. And I think it's something to keep an eye on. I don't know that it's news, this in particular, but the atmosphere for the upcoming season is going to be rife with this kind of stuff. And we got to get used to that and hope in our GOAT that he re-signs and holds up in his end of the bargain. He's given us no reason to doubt that at the moment, but crazy things have happened. So just like coming into the new season, we just got to get used to this. I think this is kind of the new rumor mill that's just going to be kind of open year round.
Yeah, the Lakers getting bought out by the Saudis is interesting. It's super interesting. I know that's a group backed by Kushner and Bob Iger, but don't let them fool you. They're backed by Saudi oil money, so it's interesting. So that's super interesting to me, but we'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. No real news on the Peyton Watson front. Everyone's kind of just holding tight. There was I don't remember who it was now, but I think it was maybe, I don't remember. I'm not going to speculate. I don't remember. But basically they said like the Nuggets might hold all the cards, but it's not very appealing. It's not a very appealing hand. And I think that's kind of where it's landed right now. Like I think people, and rightly so, I think around the league, Peyton Watson's kind of painted himself into this corner. There's speculation, that he potentially sat out those last couple games of the playoffs to make sure that he wasn't re-injured for a contract season. I wonder how much that has to do with people being a little more hesitant to pull the trigger on some sort of deal. And also, I think, with the landscape the way it is, a first-round draft pick means a lot more now than it did 5 years ago. And it just makes it really tough. It's just this continual holding pattern that the Nuggets find themselves in.
Yeah, I think the odds are he's going to be back with the Nuggets and just, again, he'll play it out and be an unrestricted free agent next year. So,
yeah, that's what it's looking like. It's possible that something happens at some point with the Kawhi Leonard stuff going through process. Obviously, that trade is on hold and probably is not going to end up going through, depending on if they end up holding up any sort of disciplinary actions for Kawhi in his camp. But potentially opens up another avenue for trade with the Clippers. I know that they're a team that's interested in Peyton Watson, so maybe that will bear some fruit at some point. It's just, there's a lot of question marks in place right now. A lot of guys still available, people that who was it? DeMar DeRozan still hasn't signed.
Yep.
Russell Westbrook's still out there. Some of those veteran guys that are looking to jump onto some teams that are competitive, and so kind of a large holding pattern right now in NBA free agency.
Well, yeah, I don't.
Just for the record, Russ announced his retirement today.
Oh, did he? I missed
Jordan did his his little video. It was nice. Good for him. Good for him, man. It's time.
Yep,
it's time.
That's a Hall of Famer right there. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
No.
I will say that Adam Silver's got a tall task this offseason ahead of him because training camp starts in late September, but he's got some mountains that he needs to figure out between now and then. So, and again, Nuggets aren't any of them, but like the Kawhi trade, Lakers getting bought, a whole bunch of storylines that he needs to figure out because, man, it does not look good for them right now. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Do they have the same betting in the ownership, Chris? Do you know, like this? Because I know that the NFL, like 2/3 of the time. Do you have that?
Yeah, it's similar in the NBA. I don't know if it's 2/3, but it's similar in the NBA. They have to approve him as an owner. So, but yeah, that guy in Portland is for sure going to move the Trailblazers. He has not given any other indication that his actions are otherwise. So he wants to move him, and Adam Silver's just saying, "Yep, go for it," instead of laying down the law like he did with Donald Sterling. A while back, where he's like, "You can't act a fool and expect to own a team." So
for sure,
what happened? What happened? How do you start so strong and then just
I don't know.
Probably just getting beaten down by millionaires or billionaires, probably.
I guess. So, yeah. But yeah, I feel awful for the Trailblazers fans this year because they are just.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
well, one, being a Trailblazers fan, and then two.
Yeah, right. Well, they got Dame back, so they're happy about that at least.
Yep.
Yeah. 12 games he'll play. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just. You
don't need to kick dirt on him.
I do. I'm tired of all this. Let's be friends with all the fan bases. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. Bring back hate.
And I'm with you, but
bring back fan hate.
All right. Let's take it easy on the Blazers fans. Okay, now we're getting in.
Sorry,
Justin. Okay, I want to go back to that. No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about the Broncos. I think that's what most folks are here for right now, where everything else is kind of small news compared to the Broncos season starting up. Preseason game, but we're going to talk a little bit about Kay Adams was at practice on Saturday, had to sit down with Sean Payton, had to sit down with Bo Nix, Pat Surtain, some various other folks, and had gleaned a lot of interesting information from all of those guys. It seems like Sean Payton has confidence. First and foremost, I want to talk a little bit about Sean Payton, Davis Webb stuff, because it seems like, I don't know, I feel like the longer this has gone on, conversation about whether he's going to be in the booth or he's going to be on the sideline is happening, whether he's going to be able to call plays or if he's going to be forced to call Sean Payton's plays sometimes. There's been a lot of conversation about that, but the interview made me feel a little more at ease. I don't know about you guys. Made me feel a little more at ease about Sean Payton's confidence in Davis Webb and his willingness to kind of work with him and allow him to operate. What was your takeaway from that, Doc? I'll start with you. Do you feel better after hearing that piece of the interview, or did it change at all for you?
I kind of I don't think I was worried about it.
Sure.
Originally, I do think what it did, though, is it helped me feel that I think that they're more aligned than maybe I'd given them credit for. I also think maybe so. I'll answer it like I should have the first time. I do feel better. I heard like praise and affirmation for Davis Webb, who you weren't sure on, like, did you get told that you got to give up the play calling, or did you, like, is this your idea or is this your idea? And based on the fact that he got, I think, the richest contract for a professional coach in America in the offseason, is what I heard. Don't know, because they're not like totally public, but I think that is close to accurate. So in doing so, they like him enough, which probably gave him enough security to say, okay, I can be that coach and do things. But hearing him talk about, one, at 62, I'm not as good as I was at 42. I thought the humility of it's harder for me now. Like it's harder.
Yeah.
And I see something special with Davis. I don't think we're going to need me to step in kind of thing. I thought that was nice to hear, that it was that they were on the same page, because then there was stuff to get made up about, like, is he going to be on the sideline or is he going to be in the booth? And there was a quick snippet of his answer or in their answers that made you feel like, oh, like Sean wants him up in the booth, but he wants to be on the ground. And then hearing Sean talk about it, like, no, I was on the field when I called plays. He can be where he wants to be. And his presence is needed because he's got that kind of presence. So all that, I think, made me feel better about their relationship. I wasn't so worried about like the play calling as much as, are those guys in line, or is it what is Joe or Al Pacino and Eckhart, right, from Any Given Sunday? Young offensive coordinator, like shoving out the old coach, and then
right.
Like, no idea where you're going.
Like, how's our relationship, boys? How's our relationship? That made me feel better.
Yeah. Chris, thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I think the interview was generally a good thing for Sean to come out and praise Davis Webb and kind of set maybe a little bit of the record straight. I am still concerned. Like, this is still my number one concern coming into the season.
Yeah.
Is how that dynamic is going to work. So it was nice to hear that he had the affirmations and trust Davis Webb and that's the kind of things. But actions speak louder than words. So we're gonna find out real soon how real that is and whether it's just Sean being nice with the media. So
yeah, it's fair. I think that's fair. I do hope, from what we know about Sean Payton as the Broncos head coach, he's pretty to the point, doesn't really give false praise, that sort of thing. So I think he does believe in Davis Webb, which I think is at least something that Broncos fans should be excited about or be keeping an eye on, because I think he does think he has potential to be a really good coach in this league. Anything else you took away? I think that the other thing I wanted to touch base on is Sean kind of acknowledging this team as a competitor and a team that could win it all, win a Super Bowl. I think that he believes that. I think that Broncos fans generally, I think they believe that that's a possibility for sure. Did it make you feel better to hear Sean come out and say essentially like, hey, we won a lot of close games last year? Obviously I'm parsing words a bit. We won a lot of close games last year. Now we need to start putting some distance between those small wins and getting some big wins and really establishing ourselves as competitors. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure for this team. It's a lot of pressure with this beginning schedule that's really tough. Any worries about how this team starts out now and whether that changes things early on for, the coaching with Davis Webb being the play caller, if they tend to struggle early? Any worries about the entry point of the season?
I don't have any. I mean, this is something that I think we all think, that the Broncos are contenders. So I think it's just him admitting that this is what our expectations are. So therefore, I'm not going to pretend that we're a plucky underdog anymore. No, you guys went to the AFC Championship game last year, so we're here now, and we're planning on going back and maybe even going a little further this year.
Yeah.
So you are muted.
You're muted.
Apparently this is my first time.
As long as you know.
The only worry I have is, at least since he's gotten here, and I think historically his teams haven't been the fastest starters, which worries me a little bit with the lineup of opponents that you have. So just that. I don't have there's no added concern. I just think the concern with the data of their slow starts, they 2-2 was their best start in their first four, and that was the Russ era. or no, I guess the rest there dropped the first 2 games of Bo's first season, started 1-2 last season. Obviously, we know Sean Tober and all that stuff. He rebounds really well. So if they start out slowish, I feel pretty okay. I think what was interesting though, and it's hard because Sean Payton has confidence anyway. I think when you're in a sport environment like this, you have to have a little bit of confidence bordering arrogance, because other really good, these are the best athletes in the world, right? Like professional athletes at this level, they're not like us. For as much as I want to be like, if I didn't strain my hamstring one time in high school, I'd be running back right now. I don't know why I always do that, but anyway. But for those guys to believe that you can tell them what to do and they'll listen, like you gotta have an aura about you where that guy who's top tier athlete in the world is like, okay, I'll do what you said. Sean Payton has that. What I thought was really interesting, there was this moment where she said at the end, she is in K. Adams, said, go finish your job, coach. And he said, we will. It was like really quick, but it was like, that's his like their expectation in the building is they go in the Super Bowl. And not let's set lofty goals and like reach for the stars and land on the clouds. Like, yep. Like a business objective. I mean, I love it because I think that means they believe it. And I like hearing it from Chris, because Chris isn't, lifelong Broncos fan. He has a very objective perspective. And so for you to say, Chris, too, that like, no, they went to the AFC Championship game. They're contenders like they should. Yep. And it's not like the orange and blue rose glasses, they're actually a damn good football team. And, they're in the Super Bowl, and I think that game is ultra competitive if Bo Nix's ankle holds up for 2 more plays, right? Like, we were right there. You bring back 94% of your roster, and of guys that contributed on top of the additions, but like there's actually no reason why they should start slow, right? Yeah. They're not. So even though it's Davis Webb and it'll be his offense, he likes what Sean runs. So really, language is going to be the same. Play system's going to be the same. The play caller, but his voice in Bo's ear isn't different. Defense, you bring back everybody, but JFM. I mean, that's lost, but you tell me a Super Bowl contending team only loses one starting defender from a top 5 defense, I'll tell you that they're going to be really good again. I don't care who the player is. They're going to be pretty good again. And so, there's that. So I believe it.
The only thing I'll push back on is the only reason that I see of them having a slow start is these injuries that's fair. Seem to be piling up in training camp. Now, it's early, so you got still a month until the season starts, so you got plenty of time to get these guys healthy. But that's my only real concern is the fact that if Waddle's injury lingers and the center's injuries linger and that kind of thing. And, J.K. Dobbins.
Especially because they haven't had this very much.
Correct.
They have not been a team over the last 3 years that have experienced a lot of soft tissue injuries. So it's either been bone breaks or ligament tear. Which, even at that, they've been the most healthy team in the NFL over the past 3 years, especially since Lowry has been here. And so they changed from whatever they did on Saturday to Monday. So they brought a cool down portion. Like they stretched after practice. School team. Like and he answered it. Press conference, Sean Payton did. Like we have to I think he addressed it before being asked and said we have to get on top of this off. I appreciate 62 and he is in the science, and appreciate you, Cody. We do believe. That's right. That again, makes me the outfit coming from Nathaniel Hackett, how inept that was. Yeah. To how with the ownership adjustment, with holy crap, right? Holy good gracious. To the detail, right? They practice with 1 minute to spare in pads. They maximize everything. And And so I feel like they're going to be as equipped as anyone's going to be. And I agree with you, Chris. I think it's the first time that we've like had the ball this early and like, oh, geez, like, Bo Nix isn't going to play on Friday, which we found out just real early. And I'm glad because they don't have a center. Like, I don't want nope. Yep, we'll wait. I trust the ankle. I don't trust it that much. So in
a game where there's nothing to gain, there's no earthly reason he should be out there.
Right.
Nope. And especially if you can't.
Yeah.
That you could do all the things. So, but I loved Peyton's confidence. Actually, when he interviews with Kay, you can see that he lets a guard down and he says like what he's thinking without like a pushback against the. I think he's probably like that a little bit more with the national guys than local guys. I think local guys you get, you have more of a relationship. You get a little more pissy. Transitioning a little bit to Kay talking with Bo Nix, I thought it was interesting that, I mean, Bo seemed a little like testy, but like a little like like you can't make everyone happy, and I'm just
right.
Like my ankle's fine, I'm good, I'm gonna run a bunch, and like all of that stuff. I think it's just interesting because usually he's a pretty polished, light-hearted guy when he's being asked questions like to general public. But you can see there's a little edge, and I'm here for it. I'm like yep. You find a reason to hate the world, like to be at a level, and so from there to the discussion about like, my leg's fine, I'm gonna run. Like I'm not gonna do my game different. That continued conversation about that and hearing him talk about how that's how he gets involved in the game. Like I'm not changing that. That was great to hear. I'm not worried about it happening again. I think bones heal and all that good stuff. So I was excited a little bit to hear that he doesn't feel like he made it yet. And I think that's a good place to be for a quarterback as you're trying to go win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, and I agree. And I think my biggest takeaway from Bo's interview is that it seems like he doesn't feel like a young guy anymore. He doesn't feel like the rookie. He doesn't feel like he's trying to win over his teammates. I feel like that piece of what he was focused on the last couple of years is behind him. And now, especially with the continuity that they have, I'm sure that helps quite a bit. Now he's fully at the helm as the leader of this offense. And
he shouldn't feel like a rookie. He's 34.
Yeah. So old, right? But yeah.
Hey, Chris, when was Dak? Like, was it year 3? Was it year 2? Like, I think that's a good point of not only that, but like it's his team. Like, I think he knows that it's his team.
Yeah, I think it's a different situation because obviously Dak took over for Romo, and that first year Romo was hurt all year, and then the second year it was Romo versus Dak, and then Romo retired after the second year. So it was like 3 or I think it was year 4 for Dak because he still had Tony Romo as a backup for a season. Yeah, so
that's so weird, man. Weird. Like, you know what I mean? You're just like, you beat out Tony Romo, and like Tony was a good player at that stage still. And so like, oh, hey, enjoy my clipboard, sir.
Yeah. So I was
kind of like 3 years as an entrenched starter,
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
So, it's just a different situation. But I mean, I would not expect Bo Nix. This is Bo's team. Like we have seen this, and they put all the pieces around him to say, "This is your team, brother. Here you go. Yep. You got to show us what you can do. You got to show us you can stay healthy. You got to show us that we gave you the weapons that you need this offseason." So it is now. These are the expectations. Now you either have to meet them, or we need to have a conversation about why you're not meeting them.
I mean, we'll go as far as you take us, and
exactly right.
Yeah, I think the other piece
you got to show that too as you get ready for that contract extension. I mean, what he produces this year, I think will, is he going to be close to the 50 number or close to the 60-year number? I think that will go a lot with how he does this year. A good point.
Yeah, and I think that the piece that I took away from Bo was just he seems to genuinely believe in the team, in the guys, especially his receivers. Yeah, exactly. He, gave Waddle praise, obviously, as a newcomer to the team. He gave Pat Bryant praise. Obviously Kay Adams was fishing for that a little bit just because she asked everyone about Pat Bryant. Mentioned Cortland and how he's been a just steady presence for him, a go-to guy that I think that is super valuable. Been super valuable for Bo, but is just super valuable in a situation where you have a new quarterback. And it was. We know that Bo and Sean don't always get along, or not that they don't get along, but they can butt heads. Yep. We've seen that on the sideline. We've seen that in reports. But I think that it was good to see everyone come out and just say like, hey, we're all aligned. This is the expectations. This is what we're going for. And it seems like they're all fully in that camp.
Yep. To be fair, headbutting with your head coach is not a bad thing. Like,
yeah, that's true.
It shows that you want to win, but like Troy Aikman battled with Jimmy Johnson. Mm-hmm. Phil Simms battled with Bill Parcells.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers battled with everybody. So, it's one of those things when you're trying to win and you have strong personalities, that's going to happen. And it's not, to me, it's not a bad thing. It shows competitiveness and it shows a willingness to do whatever it takes to win. And even if it means fighting your coach, which is kind of the way it is. So that's what you want to be doing. You don't want to be, totally uninterested. Right. Yeah. You don't want to be like a friend.
Yeah, because you also want your quarterback to feel like because he's on the field executing the plays, right? There's a difference between the conceptual nature and then like the art of like what's happening in the action. And as long as it's task conflict, like I want to run this play, I want to run this play, and that's where the argument is.
Right.
That's good conflict, because then ideally you bat around challenges, all that stuff, till it becomes the best option out of all of it. What gets bad, which is Aaron Rodgers with his family, is when it becomes interpersonal conflict.
Right.
When it becomes like, I don't like how you said that, or you didn't treat me like a man, or whatever.
He made up with his family. How dare you? He made up with his family.
All of them? Did he?
I don't know. He just said that on Pat McAfee. Why do I know?
I was gonna say, do they know that?
Yeah, are they away?
Yeah, he decided in his dark hut and whatever.
Right, in his peyote fueled.
Yeah. Yep. And I think Bo Nix is. I think that he is what Sean wanted. I think we remember when Sean Payton undressed Russell Wilson on the sideline. Russ didn't say anything, and I think that there's some class in that, but there's also you gotta have a backbone a little bit. Like,
sure,
are you confident enough in your job to be like, hey, like, knock it off? Like, I'm a grown man making fun. Like, no, we don't do that. Or that what you're talking about, or saying, what the heck was that? Why didn't you? If you don't have a rebuttal, did you know what you were doing in the first place? So I think that there's some. The guy, especially the guy that's leading the troops on the field, right? Like, I think the team needs to know that like he has confidence in what he's doing enough that he'll push back against a potential Hall of Fame coach. I think that is what you want. You want that kind of conflict, because I think it brings out the best.
Yeah. Just to kind of put a little bow on it defensively. We won't get into the specifics since we got some additional things to talk about, but it seems like Pat and Nik Bonitto both sat down with Kay, and they both were echoing kind of the same things. And really, the fun thing is all these comparisons that have been coming out, or these expectations for this defensive unit, right? I think it was DJ Jones, said that they're going to challenge the Bears record for team sacks. They really have. Are they lofty expectations? Yes. I think when you look at how camp has been going, I think that the defense will win in camp, but it feels like pretty much every day the defense is winning. I think this unit, I think missing John Franklin Myers is significant, but I think that there's pieces in place that are going to step in and allow them to be just as productive on the defensive front. And it seems like these guys are, expecting to be the top unit in the NFL. Any reason why Broncos fans shouldn't feel that way?
Yeah, the St. Louis or the LA Rams exist. I think the defense is going to be great. But let's not invoke the 2001 Ravens and the 1985 Bears. Why don't you slow your roll and just be the best defense in the league? Let's start there, and then you can get into all this all-time nonsense. So,
but I think when you know though that you they were on pace. They were on pace to be an all-time great pass rush. I don't know. I think it's not like he's pulling it out of nowhere.
I'm not saying he's not pulling it out of nowhere, but I'm also saying why don't you slow your roll there, sweetie, and why don't you be the best defense in the league, and then we can worry about what comes. So I don't mind the confidence, I mind the delusion. So
okay.
So,
all right.
Again, if we're talking about all-time defenses, I look at the Bears defense, the Ravens defense, the Buccaneers defense, and I look at the Broncos defense. While very good, excellent defense, it ain't on that level. Sorry, I'm planting my flag saying you guys are not on that level. You guys are really good, but not on that level.
All right.
Dak thought it was pretty good.
I know you did, Nick.
Yeah, I don't. One, I agree with you because I don't. It's hard for me to. Even the 2015.
It's a big statement. It's a big statement.
It is, and you know what? Though, I don't mind that they said it. Am I gonna put money on it because he said it? No, no.
Sure.
Am I all right that they believe hey, we're we got a little tired at the end, and maybe that's why. I think that they think it, which again to me is if you think it because they played well enough that I don't feel like they're going to underachieve necessarily. I don't think they're going to come out and all of a sudden just start getting torched. So I think it's how do we push ourselves to go from here to being the next level? Some of that is you got to set the goal lofty. And I'm only okay with it because they have a record of playing well and backing it up. And so I don't think that they're going to regress with the talent that they have. Do I think that they are going to push for all-time good status? I don't think so. Because I don't think that they have the dynamic outside pass rushing set that would really make me feel really good about that. Jonathan Cooper can break a pocket like he breaks a phone, which is good, but not effective enough for me to. For me to feel because you have DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller, right? And it's
right.
Those guys are nightmares. Hall of Fame nightmares, right? I think there's a difference. I do think Nik Bonitto is going to take a step from really good to superstar this year, at least star. I don't know superstar. I don't even know what the threshold is. But I think that he's going to take that. I think Jonathan Cooper has hit a ceiling. I think he's a really good outside force setter, but I don't think he is a special player. And I think those defenses, to Chris's credit, they had special all over the place.
Yeah.
This team has, you have Zach Allen, who is all pro, but Zach Allen isn't Aaron Donald, they're special. Pat Surtain is special.
Yes.
If Hufanga catches 4 of them, that's a difference, but he's not there yet. He's not at that level. And so you got one special athlete or one special talent. You have a bunch of really good players. You look on the 2015 Broncos, you had special all over the place. The Bears special, the Seahawks defense special. There's the difference for that. They have a lot of really, really good parts. The depth is phenomenal, but they need guys to flip switches to, taking a Hall of Fame trajectory to really get that there. And I agree because I don't know that we got that. But they have a chance to be the best defense in the NFL.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
Again, confidence is one thing, delusion is something else. So
sure. Yeah. Fair enough. Quick, before we jump into the preseason game, we want to hit our ads, our sponsors.
Yeah, you know what? We got to give credit to people who like us because
Support us.
not everyone does. But first, we're part of a really cool network, Orange Blue Network. You can go look for us on the YouTube, on the Facebook, on the X, and anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcasts. Question: we gotta see what Johnny wants to do, but are we gonna make it back to MySpace when MySpace comes back? Just saying. If you want to be in our top 10, if you don't know what that is yet, it's okay. Go ahead and like, subscribe, follow for the algorithms, all the things.
Tom's gonna be my friend.
You always got Tom. My man.
Make
Had
it
the most
divine.
friends of anyone in history. Make sure you're following and you subscribe, all that good stuff. When we get to 1,000 subscriptions on YouTube, we will raffle off this signed Nik Bonitto mini helmet. So find your way over there. If you want sports, we got you covered.
We do. We've got a number of shows all week long, every week. Mondays and Fridays, Orange and Blue Blitz. Mondays at 7, Broncos Bro. Tuesdays at 2:30. Nothing rhymes with Orange and Blue. We've got, of course, ourselves on Wednesdays at 2:30. Wednesdays at 6, Broncos Talk. Thursdays at 7, Mile High Outcasts. Our Spanish Broncos show. Friday at 6 p.m., Viva Los Broncos. And then we've got breaking news, pregame, play-by-play, postgame, and every game day. Fresh Squeeze, Get Buck, the Bucking Booth, and Buck Your Feelings. So every day of the week, something Broncos related is on this network. And if that's your jam, then no reason not to subscribe, no reason not to follow. We'd love to have you along for the ride.
Yeah. Before you do, though, if you're going to be in public with your friends, go get your hair did and all that good stuff because you deserve it. Go over to Lily's Beauty Salon over on 11776 Kearney Way in Thornton. You can find times anytime outside of Monday or Tuesday, which, to be honest with you, those are the worst days of the week anyway. So don't go do that then. And if you need caffeine, like most of us do, go get you some Dubby, Jitterless Energy Blends. A ton of awesome flavors. You can get 10% off at checkout. Use the code OBN10 for Orange and Blue Network, 10% off. Or, Bo Nix, 10, because Bo Nix is 10.
And we're back into the Broncos talk. Broncos got a game coming up Friday. Just a
they do.
Short days from now against the Atlanta Falcons. First preseason game. Let's just kind of get general feel. Like, what are we expecting from this game? Sounds like Bo Nix won't play. There's a number of injuries. What are we hoping to see from this outing? You can highlight individual players. You can highlight, if you wanted to see the offense come out and produce, the defense get some stops. What are you expecting, or what would you like to see from this first Broncos outing?
Well, I mean, I think it's interesting. This is just kind of a microcosm a macro view of what's going on. But you have teams in two different directions. So the Broncos are a contender, and the Falcons are rebuilding for the third time in 6 years. So
I feel like they're a trendy bet to win the worst division in sports.
Well, hold on. They might win 7 games and make the playoffs.
I'm saying,
No, it's just they're two teams going in different directions. I think. Like, I like Kevin Stefanski as a coach, and I like the hire. So I thought that was a good one. Another thing is that Michael Penix is not going to play in this game either. So you may have a Jared Stidham and Tua Tagovailoa matchup. So which will be.
I think Tua is going to be their starter, from what I have read.
It seems like he has.
I think Penix hasn't. My understanding is Penix hasn't been healthy yet. So
yeah.
I mean, at some point though, it's hard to show that you're better than the other guy if you can't play.
Also true.
Man, that's such a weird room. Like, that's just weird. Like, it's just injured quirky lefty throwing. Good hopefully for them. They did lose Jalen Walker, talented edge rusher. It's a pretty significant injury. So prayers up for them.
What do you want to see?
Bijan Robinson also was the highest paid running back in the history of NFL for like 9 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was good. True. That's good too. You got to hold that in your. Put that in your.
He's probably not going to play either. So
yeah, probably not. Maybe you get a drive out of him. I'm not sure. We'll see. But what do you want to see, Doc, in this game from the Broncos?
I want to see Patty Ice, baby. I want to see Pat Bryant with his 2 series or whatever he'll get. What has been pretty cool throughout camp has been Pat Bryant has ran with the first team. He's ran with the second team. He's ran with the third team. He has like gobbled up reps. It's kind of so I coach my son's 8th 8U team. Like there's the kids that really understand it, and they just keep getting in the drill, to like get reps, and the kids are a little standoffish.
Yeah,
Pat Bryant's like the kid that like wants the reps. So he just he'll just go into the drill. I don't know if he's taking it, but he also has been on special teams, and for the guy that is a tremendous blocker, especially for his position, he is going to run with whoever and not complain about it. A guy that kind of does the dirty work. The team first mentality on top of has really been noticeable every single day. How does it translate then to guys with another jersey that don't know, you don't know what they're doing? There's lack of familiarity. Does he continue to pick up where he has left off? So that is that's my number one thing. My number 2 thing is when the 6th running back on the roster, Jonah Coleman, gets in the game. I feel really excited that he's going to have a lot to offer. He's been really good in camp too, and I think pads on is where he shines, and my man's about to be shining.
Yeah, I think to kind of piggyback off that, I'm looking just to see how the run game looks in this first game. I think it's going to be something that they stress, especially early on in games. I think they're going to want to try and move the ball on the ground. I'd be interested to see, obviously Bo Nix isn't playing, but what that kind of looks like with the quarterback as well. I think Stiddy, we may see some design runs at some point for Stiddy and Ellinger, what that could look like for this offense. I think we are aware that a lot of Bo's passing or running plays last year really opened up for big chunks. So I think that it'll be interesting to see if they can establish kind of a dominant running game early. That's something that I'm hoping that they'll do. I also want to see just how they utilize the middle of the field a little bit more. I don't know if Waddle's playing. I'm guessing probably not, just since he was dinged up in camp. But I want to see what they use, from that slot position. I want to see if they're dedicated to getting Ingram across the middle a little bit more and open spaces over the middle. It sounds like they are hopeful that that'll happen, and maybe with Davis Webb taking over play calling, that there will be a tendency to utilize that piece of the field a little bit more, and just to see at some point, both throw those balls over the middle. But if I'm looking at specific players,
I have 2 if you want to look.
Yeah, go for it.
So 2 specific players that I'm looking for now that I just trashed their defense about not being an all-time great. But one is Jonah Ellis. I want to see him.
Yep.
See if he can translate what he's been doing in practice to the field. He's the outside linebacker, 52 on your programs, one in your heart. We're hoping that he provides like maybe a third pass rusher to Cooper and Bonitto to try and figure out maybe some more pass rush there. And then my man, Red Murdoch.
Yeah, it's
number 50, the linebacker. He's coming for you. I want to see him get some playing time, see what he can actually do, because he's not so much a workout warrior as he is like just a really instinctive linebacker. So I think he will translate well to games rather than practice. But it sounds like he's been really good in practice, and he's been playing fast. He's in line to get that third linebacker spot behind Singleton and Sternad.
Yeah. I think it's a good call out. I've heard a lot of his name during camp. As we know from his college career, he's a guy who can force fumbles, who can create havoc in the backfield. It's a fun one to keep an eye on. I'm just interested in that room in general. You know, I think Kareem Reed's a really interesting player. Lavelle Bailey's had some moments in camp so far, so I think those depth linebackers will be fun to watch. Myself, probably, I'm still having a hard time picking. I want to see, just for fun, Hakeem Butler. I've heard his name in camp a few times. Sounds like he is a grown man that can go up and get a ball. I know we have a lot of receivers like that, so I don't know at the end of the day if he makes the roster for that. Yeah, good job, Doc. You know, obviously the running backs, I'll be interested to see how that room kind of sorts itself out given some time, but it sounds like Dobbins went out of practice again with some soft tissue injury. So
nothing to see here. He was back in full pads next day.
Was he? Okay.
You don't need to come up with rumors, he said. Which he was back at camp, but he did leave with a soft tissue.
He was salty.
He was salty.
It was funny.
I missed that. But
but
we'll see if he actually plays.
He hasn't missed any camp because he didn't. He was back the next day.
It was the very end of camp when he walked off.
He was back the next day, so he didn't miss any, but he did go off with 2 doctors. So let's not. There was a thing.
There was a thing.
Damn it, Jay! Don't do that thing. Jay, hit me with the over-under.
Jay knows.
How many games does he play?
Unfortunately.
Jay, over-under. How many games does he play? I want to see what Jay says. The over-under.
Let's say that real quick. I know what JT's answer is, but because he already said it online, he believes he's going to play 14. But if I give you the over-under at 9.5, over-under, what are you taking?
I think he plays 12.
I think he plays 12.
12 is solid. I like that.
I think he plays.
The biggest thing is
I think he plays 10.
10. Okay.
I think he plays 10.
So you give the over. I'm surprised by that. Not like shocked, but surprised.
Yeah, slide over for me.
I like it.
All right. Well, Jay's a big believer. Oh man.
That's right. Jay loves Jonah Coleman. He is all above that.
I mean, hey, I'm a Jonah Coleman.
There's some Jonah Coleman.
But I would say I would love for us to get to the playoffs and have all of the guys available, and then you give it to who you think is best, not who you have to. You can't finish the AFC Championship game with Tyler Bidet and Jaleel. It's just not good. So we'll try and have more stuff in the bag. All right, here's what we're gonna do before we go. We're gonna pick one. Okay, we're gonna pick our guy, our focus guy, offense, one on defense. Okay, and then we're gonna see if we pick someone that showed down, and then I'll tell you. So, JT, I'll give you first pick on offense.
Okay.
Who's going to be your big performer of the day?
Take Pat Bryant, so he can't.
Who's going to be the performer? Is that what we're doing? Prediction wise?
Yeah. Who's your guy?
Take Pat Bryant, so he can't.
Who you think's going to show up? Who's going to have a memorable-ish performance?
Man, I don't even know who's going to play. That's my problem. I'll say Troy Franklin. I think that he's probably feeling some pressure. I think that he needs to show up.
Yes.
I think that he is. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's on this roster, obviously, but I think that there's potential for him to get lost in the mix a little bit, and so I think he needs to come out and have a strong showing just to give confidence back to the fans, give confidence back to the locker room. And show what we know he can do.
I like that. He's been good. He's been okay in camp, but he hasn't been, when Pat's getting accolades, Marvin's getting accolades. You're the other guy. It's got to not be a good feeling. Good point. All right, Chris, who are you taking on offense?
Wait, he didn't give his defense one. Does he get a defense one?
I'm not letting him do defense yet.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Yeah.
I am going to take let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take RJ Harvey.
Okay.
I think that's the guy.
I like it.
I think if J.K. Dobbins gets held out for reasons, I think RJ Harvey could easily get right. We're holding him out for injury or veteran reasons. I think RJ Harvey can get some run, and I think he can do a good job. So I'll say RJ Harvey.
I like both those. I think both those are going to show out. I'm going to go with Cage Casey.
Okay.
I think he has showed pretty well at camp.
Yeah.
When, to be honest, most drills, the 9-on-7, that kind of stuff, all favors the defense. We've talked about that. 9-on-7 is a run the ball drill. You don't throw the ball, so the defense knows you're going to run the ball. And he has he's done some good work against Ini Wazirike, who's a guy I think that could really pop this year, et cetera. And so I think Cage Casey, I think we're gonna have a guy on our hands. Not like he's gonna challenge for certain spots and stuff there, but
sure.
I think he's gonna impress for a 4th-round lineman. And so I'm excited to watch Cage Casey play. And then Chris, I'm gonna let you get first pick on defense.
Mine's Red Murdoch. I love that man. So I'm not going to even try and pretend.
I like it.
Tonight.
I like it.
I mean, we got to get a shirt with Red Dead Revolver, but have him.
Oh yeah, Red Dead Redemption, because he was Mr. Irrelevant.
Red Dead.
That's good. Hey, save that. Jay, help us work on T-shirt or something. You're smart. What about you, JT? Who's your
I just got to pick one.
Keep an eye on. Yes, that's the point of this.
I mean, I want to go with my guy. I don't know if I'm going to. I'm going to. I love JL Skinner still, and I think that he can be an impactful player, and I think he's going to get an opportunity to play. If I can't pick him in preseason, when can I pick him, right? So
good call.
I may as well pick him now. I think he's an impact player. I think for the same reason you like Red Murdoch, I think JL Skinner comes downhill. He's physical. He can jar the ball loose. I know he is on special teams, so I think you'll definitely feel his impact there. Just a good player all around that I am rooting for. So I'm going to pick JL Skinner.
Okay. I'm going to go Terry in New York. I see your forgotten linebacker, and I'm going to go 5 inches shorter. He's done pretty well, at least from all reports at camp. It'll be interesting to see how he stacks up. He is undersized, but it's not the size of the dog and the fight. It's the size of the fight and the dog, and he's a Yorkshire. So I bet he's got a lot of fight because he's not very big. So, but a guy that again was the temperature setter for a Texas A&M team who had 1st-round picks, 2nd-round picks, 3rd-round picks, Tyler Onyedem, et cetera, all over the place. So he was a guy that really was the heart and soul of that defense and started as a true freshman. So it's just a lot. There's got to be something there that you can't measure in all the things. Zach Thomas, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He was a wee lad.
He was.
All right. Well, I like it. I'm going to check back in on those guys. What do we think? So I want you guys to answer all of this stuff, okay? We just did our kind of players to keep an eye on. What do we think when we come back in next show? What are we going to have as the biggest surprise aha moment? Hey, you know what? I didn't see this. It's pretty exciting. What do we think will be the biggest concern? And what do we think? Do we think that we're going to win? Because in the end, you play to win the game.
Yeah. Who's first?
Go ahead, JT.
Okay. I think the Broncos win. I think that just from a talent standpoint, I think that they've aggregated a good number. I think even the depth should win. Obviously, when you're talking backup quarterback against a guy who started the last few years, maybe there's a little bit of a opportunity for them to drop the ball a little bit. But I believe in the depth of this defense against a lot of teams, especially early in the preseason. So I think that they'll win. I think the thing that will really be present in my mind when I watch is our ability to stuff the run. And I think they're going to show up well. I think they're going to show well. I'm assuming Bijan's not going to play. Maybe if he plays, it'll be a series or two. But I think this front is really interesting. I think that maybe for the first time, they're really geared to stop the run just throughout. the depth of that group, and I think that's something that if they can do on a regular basis, will really set them up to have takeaways on defense. Whereas last year, we had sacks, we had plays for loss, but not as many takeaways. I think if you can kind of force the opponent to throw the ball a little bit more, to take some risks, you come up with some takeaways. So I think I'm going to be kind of keyed in, and I think we'll be maybe not pleasantly surprised, but just happy with how they defend the run. As far as what concerns will be, I just wonder if it'll maybe feel a little bit clunky offensively. Nothing against Stidham or Ellinger, but first year offensive coordinator, new terminology, no Bo Nix. I think that there could be some folks that'll be a little bit worried about the clunkiness of the offense. Third or fourth depth center, so I think that will be maybe that might be an area where people are a little bit concerned.
Yeah. All right. Like it. Jay's spicy today.
Yeah, no, Jay is spicy today. So, for me, I guess the concern is I want to make sure that these injuries are behind us. I think that is the one thing, especially with the center position, that we're down to the undrafted, camp invite center, that we need to figure that out. So I would like us to be healthy. The revelation, I will say, is that we have more wide receiver depth than we thought we did. So, Pat Bryant, I think, balls out. I think Troy Franklin, makes a play or two. And then you have Hakeem Butler right behind him. So I think that's going to be our revelation, that, wow, the wide receivers played really well. Even though it's preseason, we have some wide receiver depth, which we didn't realize that most people aren't talking about, that we didn't know we had. And then, just the injury concerns.
All right, Doc, what you got?
I think the biggest surprise is going to be, one, I think that the Broncos win. I think Atlanta struggles to score double digits. I think that the defense will be the biggest surprise, in the sense of just wave of talent. My biggest concern is the run game. When you're on your fourth string center in general, not great. It took them a while for JK to kind of get his groove with that offensive line, because it isn't a bully group. For as good as they are, it's not like road graders all across the offensive line. And so I think you have to be a certain type of runner, which is why I think RJ Harvey struggled. Having to have more patience and setting up blocks and that kind of stuff. I don't know if the rest of the backs can do what JK is going to do, and JK is not going to play. So I'm a little concerned that the run game will look behind. And I think for this team to start out fast this year, I think the run game has to click pretty early. So does that mean that they won't get it going? No, but I do think that they have not had a lot of wins in practice. Maybe it's because the Broncos defense is significantly better than blah, blah, blah. Or maybe they're just not as good as we thought. Well, we'll find out.
I like it. Any other closing thoughts before we call it a day?
Give me 1 second and I've got it. Y'all see that?
I get it. Yes.
There you go.
There you go. Red Murdoch.
Let's go.
So,
let's go.
I do. This is good. This is good. I like it. Where did we go?
There we go.
All right, y'all. Well, we appreciate you being here with us today. We are going to continue to cover the Broncos through preseason, through training camp. Hopefully this injury bug is behind us, but something to keep an eye on for sure. And we will be with you along the way. I know Chris and I want to do some fantasy football, and Doc too wants to do some fantasy football talk. I know we want to do some summer scouting stuff, so we got to hone in on those things. But obviously, we're going to be tuned into all of the going-ons with the Broncos, Nuggets, Avs, and Rockies, as well as the other teams locally. So we appreciate you being here. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Jay. Cody, Ty,
Back.
Broncos Libre, D-Mark, everyone. We appreciate you all for being here and supporting us. But until next time, be kind to one another, be safe out there. And if you need a sports prescription, ask a doctor.
But only if you believe.
From football to hockey, we're taking it higher. Join the celebration, feel that sports desire. So grab your crew, let's hit the show. Mile High Sports Symposium, let the good times flow.